there.
Good morning, everyone. We're working on the white truck.
This truck hasn't been started in probably 2 or 3 months. Nothing major wrong with it. I just haven't been driving it. I've been so busy driving my work truck and working on other projects. This has just been sick. This windshield doesn't have any cracks in it. It might be a little bit dirty, but it doesn't have any cracks in it. Oh, he's gonna break a windshield that doesn't have any cracks. Shut up, bitch. Pretty sure I just hydrolocked my engine with gasoline. Just pulled the first spark plug out. Definitely wet with gasoline. Next spark plug. Also covered in gasoline. Freshly sandblasted 8.5 rear end. here it is, just plain black. Looks like it's got a vent or so there. Brand is Fuel. Nothing fancy, but it's gonna hopefully keep me safe if something was to happen. Choo choo! You know what would be cool to do? One of those YouTuber scenes. Never drove on drag slicks before in my life. But we're gonna try it. Alright though. It was definitely my fastest pass. That was crazy.
And think about it, that's your first pass with different gear ratios, slicks. That's just getting started.
That's just getting started, dude. I didn't even have JTR put the tune on it yet. That's just finding out what the tires and gear ratio between. Man, same injector, same everything. I didn't even watch to see how much boost I was making. I might can turn it up. I was bouncing off the rev limiter. My mind was in a million places during that pass. I tell you what, he just snuck up on me. There was 3 cars in front of me, and then the next thing you know, he's like waving me on. I'm like, crap, let's go. Woo! Just left the bank to finalize the loan and pick up the keys. Here it is, the future S10 Life headquarters. Black top parking lot, 2 bay doors, 52 foot by 90 foot in size. Comes with 2.3 acres, counting the building. Got fueled up, heading down to Rough River Dam. We're gonna go like 15 miles that way. Luckily it's close to home. We're picking up our first Trailblazer Edition Blazer. Let's go check it out. It was a daily driver and the transmission quit on you or what?
Yeah, transmission line popped off of it.
I burned it up. Yeah. I got it right here. Nice. See, my least favorite thing to see when somebody pops the hood on an airplane is spaghetti wires.
And then we'll load it up and it'll be out of your hair.
On the title. Hope it runs. Alright, sounds healthy. Alright, put it in reverse and see if it'll back up. You know what? Turn it off. I'll back my trailer up to it. Reverse is working. We'll back it onto the trailer because he says it might not. First gear wouldn't always take, right?
Well, if you should get into first gear most of the time, but anything above that it would not go into.
Okay.
Honestly, what you drive?
I know, right?
Go, go, go. We haven't had this pewter truck very long, and we haven't even put it on the market yet. But we've got somebody that's interested in trading for it for a ZR2. Four-wheel drive doesn't work, AC doesn't work. But he says it runs and drives good, and I'm willing to trade this for a ZR2 that needs some work, because I would love to fix up a ZR2. That would be awesome to have for inventory. So let's go check that out. See it up there. Is it that red one? Yeah. You not need rock and roll music. A little bit rough. Yeah, it does have the brass down there. Alright, we're in drive. Let's see if this 4L60 is still 4L60. See if it'll downshift. Oh yeah, that felt tight.
I think it's 98 or 99.
Got the rally wheels on it?
I mean, I see him in person, but I don't ever get to get up close on him. That is awesome. Hombre. Check that out. That is a sweet truck. It's 10 tailgate. Okay. It's yours?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, I do.
I bet. This thing's pretty cool. She loves it, dude. She is getting soaked in that stuff. Covered in sawdust.
Is 11 different sauces. Our lucky number.
It's good. That must have been transfer case. That's still not good. So we got like 5 more of those transfer cases. So we're good there. Take that sunset down. We made it back to headquarters. Truck did awesome. But when we got to the gas station, it was dripping so much fluid and I almost freaked out, but I checked the transmission fluid and it was still full. We got back here and this transfer case was soaking wet. Wasn't really sure what was going on, but we just pulled the fill plug out of the transfer case and it just shot transmission fluid out everywhere down there. I put it back in as fast as I could. That's how much just came out. And from best that I can tell, the transmission is leaking into the transfer case, overfilling it and escaping out the vent and covering everything up. And I can't be mad at Weston for this because when me and Nolin went there and checked it out, it was dry. We drove it, it was dry. We drove it to the gas station, it was wet. So I think it literally happened on our way home, which sucks, but we gotta do something to fix that now. So we was inspecting it after we ended that clip, and right there, the gasket is split in two. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's a crack. Right there. Oops, cracked it even further. But it was bad for sure, so we're gonna pick one that's not bad and put it in there.
Headlights in. Bryce is finishing up on filling the transfer case up that we replaced yesterday.
Got any special buttons? Is it ready to go right now? All right, let's see what happens. Look at that thing, dude. It looks like it's alive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he was not,
Look at this.
he was not lying. Check in.
What is going on with that thing? Well, we think we found a buyer for this thing all the way in Little Rock, Arkansas. Now, we've never done this before, but then he just got a Duramax and we're about to send this thing on a 7-hour road trip on the back of this thing to a buyer who strictly wanted this for the interior. That's how great these Trailblazer interiors are. So I can't wait to see what he puts in. Alright, Bryce, give him one last look at the interior before she's gone. Who knows when we'll ever get another one of these.
The key, I'll keep it with me.
I'm gonna miss that one, Nolan.
Me too.
Bryce didn't give a hoot about that thing.
Engine is toast. We've got an engine ready to be put in, so let's see what she does. Got us another parts truck. The only thing not for sale is the engine.
Stick shift or no shift. Now we're gonna put this pressure plate and clutch back on and the transmission together. pull the tab if needed. Alright, only hold it for a second or two. Took the fuel pump out. Unhook that battery and just turn it over by hand and let it run out real slow. Right now?
I don't hear it. I don't see any leaks. Do you guys?
You just clicking and everything.
Push that trailer valve, see if fuel comes out. Or I can do it while y'all turn the keys. Yeah. Oh, hold on. That is the first time it's held pressure.
Oh, we
Put this bitch back together and fire it up.
yes.
This thing has been a massive headache. Not just the swap, but after we got the swap done, it wouldn't run. Okay. Well, we found out we used the wrong fuse box. Put the right fuse box in there, finally got it to crank over and everything. Fuel pump would kick on, the door started dinging, and I was like, yes, we're on to something. But crank over, it wouldn't start. For some reason, it just poured fuel into the cylinders. So much so that when they took the spark plugs out, it ran out and was splashing on the ground. So much so that when the spark plugs was in there, the gasoline was seeping around the threads of the spark plug and keeping the edge of the block wet. That's how much fuel was in there. So much fuel that it was hydrolocking itself. That's bad. Okay, so we figured out this spider injector was a different spider injector than the engine we swapped in there. And it's hard to explain, but essentially the one that was in this truck to begin with had connectors on the injectors, and the one that we took out was the traditional plastic line with the plastic clips. All electronics was built into the bulkhead of the spider injector. So we swapped those out, no longer hydrolocking. For some reason, it was just allowing those injectors to stay open or something and fill the cylinders full of fuel. Swap that out, it's not happening now. But when we crank it over, the security light would come on. So Denny hooked up his scanner to it and it was saying it forgot its password. Well, we looked up how to reset the security password on there. Supposedly you gotta turn the key on, pretend to start it because it's not going to start anyways. You got to try and start it and then let off the key without turning the ignition off. Let it set for 10 minutes. The security light will go off. Then you turn the key off for 5 seconds. Turn it back on, try and start it. Let off. Security light will go off after 10 minutes. Turn the key off, repeat that 2 more times, and then it will relearn its password. So we just got done doing that process. We tried to start it again and it was cranking, but it sounded awful. It would crank, 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 slap, crank, 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 slap. So we dug into the spider injectors. We was like, well, maybe we got them crossed up and it's trying to hydrolock because it kind of seems like what's going on. They was all correct. We had them in there right. We've set the distributor twice on this thing, so we didn't think that's what it was. After checking the spider injectors that last time, we was like, one more time, we're gonna check the ignition. We're gonna check the distributor. Pulled spark plug number 1 out over here. Turned it until it started pushing air out of it. And I was like, okay, let's shine the light on there to get our timing mark lined up with the timing cover on the engine to know when we're at top dead center. So we turned it until that line lined up and I said, stop. Now we got to set the distributor. Well, the distributor was set properly, obviously. We've been in there twice already. So we thought. Turns out that there is a second line on the harmonic balancer, and it is just mere inches away from the original line that we were setting the timing with. So we had to, we was actually stopping and setting the timing of the distributor halfway through our compression stroke. So this time we realized that, and we turned it all the way to the second line, which is what the book, evidently, if you read on just a little bit further, it'll tell you about that. So we've got it set to the second line now. We're gonna set the distributor to where it's supposed to be, and I'll show you that in a second. And we're gonna put it all back together and test fire this thing successfully, finally, after dozens of headaches. Dozens of headaches. That's how I can rate that. Just
Okay, those 2 airbag codes won't go away, but
that's the only thing?
yeah.
How about the security?
Nothing.
Nothing on security.
Nothing on pass law, powertrain, lighting so hard, nothing.
You know what that means? Does that mean test fire?
You pull up some brake.
I'm going for it. I'm going for it.
Nolin's first test drive of the four-wheel drive 5-speed truck.
Getting ready to test out this truck. I'm just gonna pull it in. We're a gallon low on coolant.
Hurry up.
Oh, shit!
Crazy rock lights.
Alright guys, how are we feeling?
We're all right. Feeling pretty good. Everybody's alive. Truck didn't burn all the way down, but it. We have filled the old one up with liquid to see if it was gonna leak. And somewhere down in here it is staying really wet. And it's constantly dripping. How long do you think that was? 2 hours?